Okay, so hi everyone. Welcome back to our vocabulary class. Today we're going to learn about noun and pronoun as I already mentioned before during our Monday meeting. So let's get started. As you can see, I didn't use my video because I'm not currently presentable right now. So I'm so sorry about that. So for pronoun, I think you all already familiar with this. Kalian sudah familiar ya dengan pronoun, you have encountered it before many times. Jadi kalian sudah tahu it's they, we, I, you, he, she, it. But probably we're going to just refresh your mind about it. Jadi kita untuk refresh lagi ya pengetahuan kalian mengenai pronoun. So there are two types of pronoun, personal pronoun and why is it personal pronoun? It's possessive pronoun. Possessive pronoun. Jadi for personal pronoun, it means kata ganti orang. For example, if you want your name, for example. My name is Audrey, but usually I refer myself to I. I refer myself. If I refer myself, I'm using I. And if I am referring to, for example, Arin, I'm going to use you. Kalau misalnya maksudnya untuk menggantikan nama Arin, kalau saya memakainya jadi you or she, because Arin is a girl, a woman, female, karena dia perempuan ya, makanya pakainya she. If I refers to, for example, Alif is a male, jadinya saya pakainya itu you or he. Apabila saya refers pada banyak orang, they, jadinya mereka. And it is if I refers to non-human being, jadinya itu kalau misalnya bukan orang, use it. For example, if I have many pets, so jadinya saya punya banyak sekali peliharaan ya, cat. Jadinya I refer to my cat as it. Kira-kira begitu. Kalau misalnya untuk first person itu kalau misalnya dipakai untuk diri sendiri, if you referring to yourself. If second person you're referring to someone else, but it's only one person. Jadinya kalau misalnya kamu itu mau refer untuk satu orang tapi bukan dirimu sendiri, itu pakainya you. If you refer to yourself, you use I. If you refer to like kelompok, ya, like a crowd of people, like a group of people, tapi itu include yourself, misalnya grupnya itu kalian itu ikut di dalam grup itu, adalah bagian dari grup itu, you're part of the group, so you can use we. They, he, she, it's a third person. Jadinya kalau misalnya kalian itu refer to person ketiga yang bukan kalian sendiri, itu pakainya itu they, he, she, or it. Kira-kira begitu. Okay, so we move on to the possessive pronoun. So possessive pronoun is if you are trying to refers to something that you own. Jadinya kalau misalnya kalian itu memiliki sesuatu, you use possessive pronoun. the way you use it is the same. Like you just transfer it into become my or mine. Misalnya kalian, for example, you have a bag. Kalian punya tas ya. Jadinya itu kalian bisa bilang my bag. It's mine. Itu seperti yang tadi sudah saya jelaskan, like I have talked to you about. It refers to something that is non-human, right? Jadinya kalau misalnya bukan sesuatu yang bukan orang, benda atau binatang, it's mine. Like it refers to the bag. Bag is not human, so you use it to explain it. And for our or ours, it's the counterpart of we. Jadinya lawannya itu adalah we, ya persamaannya itu untuk prosesnya pronoun. For example, like our home. Jadinya itu misalnya rumahnya kalian. Rumahnya itu mungkin bukan kalian beli. Probably not you are the one who buy it. The one who buy it probably your parents, your father or your mother. Ya kan? Mungkin adalah orang tua kalian yang membelinya, entah itu adalah ibunya kalian atau ayahnya kalian. Tetapi kalian kan tinggal di rumah itu, you live there. And it's your house too, because of the association, karena asosiasi. Kan parents-nya punya kalian kan, your parents. Like our parents, if you have siblings, for example. Kalau kalian punya saudara, misalnya ada 2 atau 1, jadinya kan parents-nya itu kan punya kalian, ours. Terus you, yours, like book, for example, buku. You can ask, is this yours? Apakah ini punya kalian? Is the book yours? Apakah punya kalian? And then for their, his, hers, it's just the same. Like theirs is kepunyaan mereka. If you are not part of it, it's a group, but you're not part of it. You can say it's theirs, like the clothes are theirs, the book are theirs, the shoes are theirs. And for his or hers, it's very specific. His is for male and her or hers is for female, like the examples that we have discussed before. And it is if it is non-human again. And please look at, I stated this is a singular. Singular, it means that it's cuma satu ya. It's only for one. Oh, we is actually not single. We is plural because there are many people inside of we, even though it's including you. Jadi kan walaupun itu adalah kalian, adalah kami, tapi itu kan walaupun dan juga itu adalah grup yang termasuk Anda, tapi itu kan bukan single, bukannya satu, ya kan? Ya, single is only I and you. For the plural is the they and ours. His and her is also single. Okay, probably we should search for a better representation of this. Let me see. Let me stop sharing. And I'm going to share my screen for this. And I'm going to search. Pronoun Examples. Okay. Let's see. Okay. As you can see, first person plural we, second person plural you, third person plural they, them, their, theirs. Okay. So, share screen. Okay. So, besides those that we already discussed, we also have reflexive pronoun. Jadi itu adalah if you refer to yourself. Jadi kalau kamu refers to, apabila pronoun ini referring to like myself is, for example, I made it myself. I made the clothes by myself. Saya membuat baju itu, saya sendiri yang membuat baju itu. Like, or if you made the banner, you made a banner in group, but so you can use ourselves. We made the banners ourselves. Banner itu kan seperti kayak untuk pengumuman ya. It's similar to posters and brochures, but it's usually big. Biasanya itu lebih besar. Terus if yourself, usually you and your are used in interrogative sentences. Interrogative, it means that untuk pertanyaan ya. Like, do you made it yourself? Misalnya, you made the clothes by yourselves? Apa kamu yang membuat clothes itu sendiri? Yourself. No. Okay, I missed that. Yourself. So, you can say, apabila kamu sendiri yang bikin ya, you can say, yes, I made it myself. And then it's similar to how you use themselves, himself, herself, itself. And then done. That's all pronoun that you need to know for now. And then noun. Now, this is more complicated and more. There are so many type of noun. YouTube, like I forgot to give it to you, but because I'm going to show you the video anyway, so let's. Okay. So there are 10 types of nouns. There are common nouns, proper nouns, single, plural, concrete, abstract, collective, compound, countable, uncountable. So common noun is something that's very commonly encountered. Jadi kita sering banget untuk melihat common noun ini. Now let me play so you will be able to. Oh.
You made it like a flower because of the feathers. Each feather tells a different story. And when I go through each one, it'll help you remember. So maybe you can move it here now, but by the time you're done, in your mind. Let's start off with number one. The 10 types of nouns. The most common one we have, and I use the word common, it's called a common noun, are things of everyday life. An example of this is house, a canyon. If you think of a mountain, it goes like this. A canyon is the other way. It dips down. Okay, so think of a mountain reverse, where the land is here and there's a kind of a hole. A canyon. And girl. These are everyday objects and items.
Okay, so in this video, he used example like as I've told you before, common noun is something that we encounter like in daily life. Ya, kalian sering banget untuk melihat benda-benda ini. For example, like house. He said, rumah ya. Kita kan sering lihat rumah kan. Terus canyon, it's probably something that you not see every day. But canyon is seperti yang dia bilang tadi. It's if you know a mountain, mountain is gunung, right? Canyon is the opposite of that. Jadinya itu canyon itu adalah yang cerukan, jadi gunung terbalik gitu. Let me give you what the Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon image. Block. What? Image. Okay, so this is canyon. As you can see. And this is horseshoe bend. It's not, it's a type of canyon too, I guess. Let me see in canyon. Canyon is jurang, tebing, ngarai. Okay. And then girl, boy, book, pen, pillows, and etc. etc. Okay. Then proper noun is something that is specific. Usually and also if it's something that's only one in the world, like sun, moon, Mars, Earth, there's only one Mars and one Earth and one moon and one sun in the world, right? Kayak cuma ada satu bulan, satu matahari, satu bumi, satu Mars di dunia ini. For example, it's like that.
Maybe not a canyon, but you understand what I'm saying. There's nothing special about them. They're generic. When we move to the second pedal, we have what's called proper nouns. This is when we are talking about specific examples of these things. What do I mean? Well, you can have a house, but we all know, or most of the people on the planet, of the White House in the United States of America, where the president is. You'll notice that the difference between a proper noun and a common noun.
Well, it's because he is from America. That's why he says the White House. But our presidential house is also White House. So kayak dia kan dari Amerika ya, makanya dia bilang the White House. Itu kan semua orang tahu kalau misalnya White House itu berasal dari Amerika. But our president also live in White House. President. House. And then it says Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon is actually specific. So like there's only one Grand Canyon in the world. Again, it's in America. Ada Grand Canyon juga. Grand Canyon itu adalah, kalau canyon itu kan jurang ya, kan jurang itu ada di mana-mana ya. Kalau misalnya Grand Canyon itu cuma ada satu di dunia, itu di Amerika. Makanya dia dibilang itu proper non-specific.
Is capitalization. There's a capital put on the words. We use These are very specific words. They do this in German language as well, by the way. They capitalize nouns, so you know this is a thing in the sentence. Anyway, so my house becomes the White House. That's right. Second Black president. Okay. Okay. Now also Canyon, we talked about that. Well, in the United States of America, millions of people visit the Grand Canyon. It is one of the biggest canyons in the world, and people go to visit. I mean, some of these places are almost like reverse mountains. Okay. Notice the capitalization. And I would put Nino, because Nino is a girl, but she's a specific girl, so she has to have it. Kind of cool?
Yeah. He actually used like for the common and proper noun, like a general one is a house, and then the specific one is White House, and the canyon one is the non-specific, and Grand Canyon is specific. And also girl is non-specific because you don't know who the girl is. Karena kan kalian nggak tahu ya girlnya yang mana, bisa jadi Arin, bisa jadi Clara, bisa jadi Rosa. You don't know, right? If you use when you are using the names, when you're writing names like Clara or Rosa or Eka, usually you will use like kata besar kan di depannya itu. You will capitalize the first word. Itu juga termasuk dari proper noun. Okay.
So now we have common and proper. Knowing that common is everyday things like camera, right? Versus Nikon camera, which would be a proper noun. Now let's look at single nouns. You notice I have number one. Single noun is any one thing, singular. Cat, man, mark, right? Easy enough.
Okay, so now we have like a single noun, like he said. Seperti yang dia bilang ya, kalau misalnya single noun itu adalah satu, kalau misalnya benda itu cuma satu, itu dibilangnya itu single noun. Kalau misalnya cat-nya cuma satu, for example, itu kucingnya cuma satu, kita bilangnya cat. Apabila kucingnya itu banyak, itu jadinya sekarang kita mulai ke plural noun, okay? If it's a regular plural noun, it's going to be added with s. Belakangnya itu bisa ditambah s. Kalau misalnya dia itu regular plural noun, cats, for example. And books. And then what are the pens, markers? It's something that's single and regular. Now, if it's irregular, kalau misalnya dia itu bukannya yang irregular, itu adalah sesuatu yang jadinya itu bukan common. Dia itu bentuknya itu lain. Irregular itu different, jadinya irregular itu artinya berbeda ya, bukannya regular. Regular. Ya, regular itu biasa, or teratur. Irregular itu tidak teratur, ya. Tidak biasa, tidak teratur. For example, is in this video he used like foot. And kalau misalnya dia itu regular, we can use foots. Kalau misalnya dia itu regular, kita itu bisa pakainya foots, tapi but foot ini untuk jadi, kalau misalnya foot itu kan satu ya. Kalau misalnya untuk jadi banyak, itu kita ngomong jadi feet. Jadinya F-E-E-T. F-E-E-T. Jadinya. Begitu. Jadi lain. If, for Yang lainnya adalah teeth yang dia pakai di sini. Jadinya itu kalau misalnya satu gigi itu tooth kita jadinya. Kalau misalnya dia itu ada banyak, itu pakainya jadi teeth. Beda kan? Another example is child. Itu kan anak ya, satu anak. Itu single. If there are many, kalau misalnya banyak anak-anaknya, ya apakah kita pakainya child? No, enggak kan? Kita pakainya children. For example, if kalau misalnya perempuan ya, woman. Jadinya tulisannya itu WOMAN. Jadinya WOMAN. Woman. Tapi kalau misalnya itu banyak, kita kan nggak jadinya womens. Bukan, kita kan nggak tambah S. Kita jadinya women. Jadinya itu WAMEN. Jadinya itu WOMAN. Woman versus woman. Women versus woman. Okay. Wait. Let me woman and women. Okay. And then for let's just see.
What happens when we have more than one? Well, I've got plus one. We've got plural. Now, interesting thing about a plural noun is it's not just one, because you can have, see, marker becomes markers. That's more than one. We add an S. Sometimes we add an ES. Right? Those are what we call regular plural nouns. So what's the irregular one you're asking? This is what I was saying. This is even this one. Irregular plural noun is something where we don't add an S or an ES, but it might be very different. Notice.
Okay, so sometimes seperti yang gurunya ini namanya James. Jadinya seperti yang James sudah bilang tadi itu, selain S itu juga terkadang ada, sometimes ada juga kata-kata yang tambah untuk belakangnya itu ES. Jadinya, for example, glass. Glass ya. Itu kita bukannya pakai glass, jadinya itu bukan tambah S, tapi glasses.
Here I have cat. If you have more than one cat, you'll have cats. That would be a regular. That would be a regular verb. But then I have foot. Some experts would say, oh, teacher, you have foot, then you have the foot, right? And like, no, you have feet. You will notice that the feet is very different. It has DET, there is no extra S or extra ES. So irregular verbs take on the form of, like for instance, a tooth, one tooth becomes teeth, right? They are different in nature, but you cannot just add an S to it. You actually have to change the word. Right? Another one would be person, one person, people. What? One person, 5 people. There's no S, not persons. Actually, it's an exception that I'm going to another time.
Okay, so he also mentioned another, like people, orang ya, it's for one. Jadi kalau misalnya kita itu cuma ada satu orang, kita ngomongnya people. A person. If there are many, kalau misalnya ada banyak orangnya, kita ngomongnya people.
I'll make the language up. I just need to explain it. Okay? Otherwise, it's person is one, people is the plural. We talked about regular, plural, singular, proper, common nouns. Let's go to this one. Concrete nouns. What's a concrete noun? Well, this one I'm working with is made of concrete. So people will tell you it's where you drive your car or the sidewalk. In this case, a concrete noun is one that you can have with your senses. You can see it with your eyes. You can smell it. You can taste it. You can touch it. Right? And this one, you can hear it. These are concrete nouns. Examples of concrete nouns are apples, hats, roses. You can smell a rose as well as see it. These are concrete. They're in the physical world.
Okay, so concrete noun maksudnya itu adalah sesuatu itu kata benda yang kita itu bisa rasakan, kita bisa lihat, kita bisa dengar, kita bisa cium, kita bisa sentuh. Okay, so the examples are all of the noun that have previously been explained, like common, proper, single, plural. Every one of them are concrete nouns. Jadinya semuanya itu adalah benda yang konkret, karena kita akan bisa merasakannya. Kita bisa untuk melihat, mencium, mendengar, nyentuh, begitu ceritanya. Okay.
Now, what about other nouns? And this is why people have problems writing how to address them. Because we have other nouns, and sorry, I should say, right now, all the time I'm talking to you about plural nouns, single, proper, common nouns, I've been basically talking about concrete nouns, right? When we move over, people have difficulties with the language, especially people learning it. This is abstract. These are ideas, these are emotions. Anger, right? So when people say, okay, anger, what is that? Well, it's a noun. Right? You can have anger, right? You can be angry, descriptive, but then you can have anger. Noun. Oh, yeah, it's a noun. And also ideas. Democracy is an idea, it's a noun, right? Next, we go from these things. Oh, sorry, I should also say, these are things that you cannot use your five senses. And that's when we tell the difference here. You cannot see democracy. You can see examples of democracy. You can see people vote, right? You can see institutions to protect law and order. But you can't say, that's democracy, I can show you and hold it to you and give it to someone. It's an idea that we use in different means. You can see examples of it, but you can't say, here's this democracy, I give it to you. Okay? That's different.
Okay, so besides them, there is abstract nouns. There are abstract nouns. Jadinya itu abstract noun itu adalah sesuatu noun yang abstrak ya, yang kita tidak bisa rasakan menggunakan five senses kita itu, yang penciuman, pendengaran, penglihatan, sentuhan, rasa. Because it's abstract, you cannot really see it, you cannot really touch it. It's like emotion and ideas. Jadinya itu misalnya ide atau emosi kita. He used examples of anger. Jadi itu kemarahan ya. Kalau misalnya kemarahan itu kita itu kan tidak bisa kita bisa lihat, tapi anger itu kan sesuatu yang internal. Kita itu bisa melihat dari dampak dari anger itu. Kita kan nggak bisa bilang, we cannot say like, for example, we cannot give anger to someone. right? Kita kan nggak bisa itu kasih kemarahan untuk seseorang. How do we say it? It's something that you can see the result of it. Jadinya kalian bisa melihat hasil dari kemarahan itu. Tapi kalian nggak bisa, misalnya, aku marah nih, aku kasih marahnya ke kamu. Kan kemarahan itu kan milik kita sendiri dan kita nggak bisa kasih ke orang lain. Not like, this is my book, I give it to you. Gitu. Kita kan nggak bisa seperti itu. Kira-kira seperti itu. Like, another besides anger, hunger, like lapar. Lapar nih, I'm very hungry. Kita kan merasakannya sendiri kan. We experience it by ourselves. We cannot move our own hunger to another person. Kita kan nggak bisa itu, kalau misalnya kitanya lapar, kalau kita nggak makan, emangnya hunger kita itu bakal pindah ke orang lain kan? Enggak. Ya kan, kalau misalnya kita hungry nih, terus kita makan, we eat. Kita kan merasa lega kan, merasa senang, akhirnya nggak lapar lagi kan, kita itu kan merasanya senang, we feel happy, we're not hungry again. Will other people able to like merasakannya? Can other people like experience your own happiness? Orang lain bisa experience your own happiness? No, right? Kan enggak. Mereka mungkin bisa melihat hasilnya. Misalnya kalian itu happy, kan mungkin tersirat dari ekspresi kalian. Tapi kan nggak bisa dipindahin. Begitu. Kira-kira.
Yeah, like see an example. Collective. If you watch Star Trek, the collective is the whole. It's collective. But that's now. Any collective is a group. If you have a crowd, these are collective nouns. Groupings of things, usually people, but groups. You can have one. You can have a collective of a team. If you got 10 people playing on a team, I don't know any sports really, so I don't know what team has 10 people. 9 people in a baseball team, I think. And everybody just wants a respect for me now. He doesn't. Oh, sorry. Other things. But yes. Anyway, so team is about a group. A crowd is a group, a collection. So even though it's a single thing, a crowd is made up of many things. And that's important to notice when you talk about it. When you can say America's team, right? They'll say the team, which is an article that says something specific and singular, but we know it's made up of more than one person. Yeah? And the crowd, it was the largest crowd in all history in the United States of 2016. Right?
Okay. So for example of the collective noun, he used Star Trek Borg. It's like a robot. It says a robot species in Star Trek movie. Jadi dia itu pakai example-nya itu Borg. Itu adalah spesies alien ya. Ya, robot spesies. Yang robot spesies alien begitu. Sebagai itunya, contohnya. Dan juga dia juga bilang tentang he also use like a crowd. Crowd itu adalah kerumunan orang ya, crowd of people. And as you can see that I use people, not person, because crowd there are many, right? Kalau misalnya crowd itu cuma bisa dipakai people, because people itu kan juga banyak, jadinya nggak bisa kalau misalnya a crowd of person, jadinya nggak nyambung. It's disconnect, the meaning is disconnected, jadinya nggak nyambung. Kalau misalnya pakai person, because person is singular. Okay, and then others, I will show you another example later. There are herd. Herds itu adalah kerumunan juga, but it's usually used for animals, jadinya untuk animals ya. A bunch of flowers itu adalah sekelompok, not sekelompok, a bunch of flowers. Alright, it's called seikat. Nah, seikat bunga itu lebih spesifik ya. And then a stack, setumpuk. Ya, a stack of paper. A stack of what else? Book. And then what else? A group, right? A group of people. Sekelompok juga. A team. Tim, sekelompok juga. Okay.
It wasn't the largest crowd. It was 25. I mean, there was about 1,000, sure. But it was a group, right? Moving on. Compound nouns. These are your interesting ones. And you'll notice I have this little minus sign. It's not a negative sign, it's not a minus sign. It's a hyphen sign. And I gotta be honest. I am the worst. Because a lot of times there are words that I know, but I've never written. For instance, looking down for dry cleaning, I would write dry cleaning and not realize it's dry hyphen cleaning. So compound nouns are a combination of two words. It can be either with a hyphen, which means two words put together, like dry cleaning, or something that you never think about that we say all the time, bookstore. Bookstore is a combination of two words. The reason for the two words is to give a greater descriptive power. Yes, I want my clothes clean, but maybe it's made of leather, and leather doesn't go well with water, so I need dry clean. And when someone says they do that, I feel like leather is safe. What about a store? There are different types of stores. There are tire stores, there are bookstores, there are computer stores, but I need to get books, so I want to go to something well-defined, bookstore. So compound words. Now, interesting history. Over time, some words that are separated by a hyphen, well, eventually they drop the hyphen and just make it one word, simply because it's in a lot of use and it saves time. So who knows? Maybe one day my dry cleaning could be one word.
Okay, so he's talking about compound noun. Jadinya itu kalau misalnya ada dua kata noun yang dijadikan satu, if you use it, if you combine, jadi kalau digabungkan menjadi dari satu kata noun itu dengan satu kata noun yang lain, itu bisa untuk memperjelas sesuatu, memperjelas kata tersebut, begitu. In here, the example is dry cleaning, dan juga dia bilang ada beberapa compound noun, jadinya kata gabung ya, kata noun gabungan, yang pakai hyphen, yaitu pakai strip di tengahnya itu. For example, like dry cleaning. Dry cleaning itu adalah suatu teknik mencuci ya. Jadinya there are certain materials or certain clothes that needs to be dry cleaned. For example, he says leather. Jadinya kulit, misalnya untuk kalau misalnya kita punya sepatu atau punya tas or punya baju yang berasal dari bahan kulit, itu lebih baik untuk di dry clean. Dry clean. Okay. Dry clean. Dicuci kering katanya. Ya begitulah. And the other one was bookstore. Jadinya itu, tapi yang ini tidak ada hyphen-nya ya. It's just because it's a specific store, right? Like, for example, what else? Grocery store. Itu kan untuk barang-barang daily ya, grocery store itu. Sedangkan kalau bookstore itu kan untuk buku atau alat tulis mungkin. And then there are other compound noun examples that also I will show you about later. He also said that there are some words, compound noun, that hyphened before. Jadinya dulunya itu compound noun itu ada stripnya di tengahnya, tapi lama-kelamaan as the time goes and there are many people using it, sejak sudah ada beberapa waktu kemudian dan juga banyak orang yang menggunakannya, they just drop the hyphen altogether. Jadinya nggak dipakai lagi itu, karena semua orang sudah tahu kalau misalnya itu adalah kata-kata yang lebih baik untuk disambung jadi dua. Apabila untuk ingin mendeskripsikan sesuatu yang spesifik, for example like bookstore or grocery store. And we move on to the countable and uncountable noun. Okay, so it's something that you already know and have learned before. Kalian kan pasti sudah tahu dan juga sudah pernah mempelajarinya sebelumnya ya. Like countable noun is something that you can count. Ya, yang seperti yang tadi itu kayak misalnya itu cat or person. You can count it, right? And then book and bag, table, chair, you can count them. Belakangnya bisa dipakai person. Yeah, you can count person, like for example 10. But if it's 10, you need to use 10 people, not 10 person. If it's uncountable, it's something that is impossible to count. Jadinya itu kalau kalian itu susah banget untuk countnya. Like sand, pasir, sugar, dan flour. Sugar kan gula ya, flour, tepung, and then chocolate. Chocolate itu uncountable loh, kayak money juga uncountable. Karena kalau misalnya money itu kan dia ada, they have their own set of like printed numbers, right? Dia itu kan punya nilainya sendiri. Per kayak satu kertas uang itu bisa jadi beda-beda angkanya. Misalnya kalian itu punya, for example, you have 5 piece, like kan 5 kertas uang gitu, 5 uang kertas. Tapi, but for example, one piece is 5.000, coba 5,000. Terus satunya lagi 10,000, satunya lagi 50,000, satu itu jadinya 50. Satunya 5.000, satunya 10.000, satunya 50.000. Will you say you have 3 piece of money? Apakah kalian akan bilangnya kalian cuma punya 3 biji uang? No, right? You're going to say that you have 50 times 10 times 5, so you have 65,000. Jadi kan kalian punya 65.000. Bukannya punya 3 biji doang uangnya, ya kan? That's why it's uncountable. In terms of chocolate, like if it's like a piece of chocolate, kalian jadinya bisa hitung kan, karena coklat itu cuma satu, because it jadinya kan satu potong coklat. But if you just say chocolate, you cannot really count it because it could be a bar of chocolate. Jadinya satu papan coklat itu, satu bar coklat. it could be like melted chocolate, jadinya coklat yang sudah di melt, or it could be chocolate yang masih ada di buahnya, di bijinya itu. It's also chocolate, right? You didn't know, so that's why it's uncountable. Okay.
Okay. Now the last one I want to talk about is something that most people learn, funny enough, as English learners, but native speakers don't necessarily know. I know it sounds odd, but it's something we just know internally, but we don't actually think about consciously, right? And these are our countable words. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, sounds like a song. I'll give you some more things you can count: fingers and toes. Even my nose. I have 1 nose, 5 fingers, 14 toes. Things you can actually count. Now, that's later on. My bonus section. I've got something interesting for you. Things you can count, literally, we can go back over to our senses or our concrete nouns, are generally going to be countable. Generally, not always. I'm gonna get up here and talk about this or have an everyday experience.
Okay, so for countable noun, he says the examples are like fingers, jadinya jari ya, and then toes itu jari kaki, and then nose, hidung. It's something that you count every day. He says that for native speakers, it's something that they already know internally and they don't really think about it anymore. But usually because we are a second language speaker, karena dia itu bilang kalau misalnya native speaker itu kebanyakan itu tidak terlalu dipikirkan untuk countable and countable nouns. Mereka itu tidak tahu terkadang tentang kayak prinsip-prinsipnya seperti kita yang belajar sebagai si kita itu kan jadinya yang pembicara yang kedua ya, because it's usually our second language or probably third language if we also have our mother language usually probably our ethnic language, jadinya maksudnya bahasa daerah kita kan punya banyak bahasa daerah ya kan, siapa tahu mother language kita bukan Indonesian but ethnic language, Sundanese, Lampungese, Javanese, mungkin bisa bahasa Jawa, bahasa Sunda, bahasa Lampung. Untuk yang bahasa pertama kita, dan second language-nya, ya bahasa kedua kita, mungkin bahasa Indonesia, right? Indonesian language. Dan bahasa ketiganya mungkin, this is our third language, bahasa Inggrisnya itu. The English language is our third already.
So generally, things that we touch and play with a lot are countable nouns. We go back to our house, our girl, our cat, our teeth. They're all countable. But what about those things that theoretically aren't countable? Like what? Water. Uncountable nouns are those things that when we do count, we don't count anything. We measure the quantity of it. Salt, water, money. Yeah, we can count it. It's like we count bills, but there's too much money in the world to actually count. In fact, if the average person wanted to count $1 at a time, you would die before you could count $1 at a time. Too much. But you would die.
Okay, so in his example, he says that usually in uncountable noun, they are actually measuring the quantity. Jadinya seberapa banyaknya dari sesuatu itu. Jadinya misalnya, for example, that I have talked to you before, money kan kuantitinya kan berapa banyaknya kan, kayak dia itu 65.000, 65,000. Itu kuantitinya, ya kan? Bukannya berapa bijinya. Not like even though there are only 3, but the quantity is 65,000. And then water, like air. Air kan juga ada di mana-mana ya. You can find water everywhere. But if you are cooking, kalau misalnya kalian masak, usually we will need a specific measurement of water. Misalnya untuk beras. For beras juga nggak bisa dihitung. It cannot be counted. Like for rice, grains of it, the grain of rice, usually we use like for a cup of rice, jadinya 1 cup nasi. We need 1.5 cup of water, ya kan? Jadinya 1,5 cup air. Or 2 cups of water, atau 2 cup air. The quantity and not, nah misalnya kita kan nggak mungkin menghitung tetesan air kan? We're not going to count the water like that, right? We're going to count it by glass or by cup or by 1 jug of water. Jadi 1 jug is a jug kendi. Okay, a jug of water. Okay, dan 1 ember. One bucket of water, like that. Okay, let's stop share. Okay, so now we're going, after we already discussed all of that, there is some more that I want you to know. There's still a little bit more, so bear with me. Okay, and this is the abstract nouns, ya, yang tadi kita sudah diskusikan. This is just the examples. You already know that abstract nouns are something that you cannot, a noun, ya kan, kata benda yang tidak bisa di-touch, di-feel, you cannot see it, you cannot touch it, you cannot taste it, jadi nggak bisa dirasa, nggak bisa dicium, nggak bisa didengar, dan lain-lain, and etc. These are the examples of it. As you can see, anger, faith, itu kepercayaan, luck, keberuntungan, sense, itu kan itu indra kan, indranya kita itu. Okay, and other things, because we primarily going to learn about vocabulary, I hope that you will constantly try to look for the definition. Kalian itu jadinya, karena kita kan belajar vocabulary ya, saya berharap kalau kalian bisa untuk rajin mencari dan juga write it down in your personal dictionary if you didn't know about certain type of words. Kalau misalnya kalian nggak tahu, baru pertama kali lihat kan, you just first encounter it, I hope you will be able to write it down, jadi tulis, dan juga dicari, ya, search for it, search the definition, search artinya, biar kalian bisa untuk expand your vocabulary, and you will be able to remember it better. Jadinya kalian bisa untuk meningkatkan kemampuan vocabulary kalian, dan juga kalian bisa untuk mengingatnya dengan lebih baik apabila if you actually write it down and search for it. be more proactive. Jadinya kalian harus aktif sendiri. Okay? Because I'm just facilitating you and I'm just teaching. Aku kan cuma mengajar dan juga facilitate kalian dengan semua materi ini. Untuk hasilnya itu kan, for the result, it depends on your own. Jadi kan untuk resultnya nanti itu kan depend untuk dengan kalian sendiri. Dengan apakah kalian itu rajin, terus mengikuti dan juga mau untuk meningkatkan vocabulary kalian atau enggak. If you actually want to, if you have if you are determined to improve your vocabulary. Okay? Okay, so this is the exercise that I want you to complete by yourself, or you can do it in group. It's okay. We are going to review it next week. Jadinya kita akan review untuk exercise ini minggu depan on Monday, okay? Dan kita akan untuk yang ini, as you can see, do exercise 11.5. Jadi kalian cuma perlu mengerjakan yang 11.5 aja, okay? Because there are many. That's why I don't want you to be stressed out. Saya juga nggak mau kalian itu jadi stres dan membebani kalian and burden you. That's why just do the ones that I've told you to do. If you actually already finished everything that I given you, you want to try to do the other exercise besides the one that is like absolutely need to do. Like for example, you want to try 11.3, for example, that's totally fine. But after you already done the ones that I've taught you to do. Okay, kalau misalnya kalian cuma perlu mengerjakan apa yang saya minta untuk kerjakan. Kalau misalnya kalian kira-kira setelah sudah mengerjakan semua ini yang saya minta, dan kalian merasa kalian itu masih ingin untuk mengimprove, kalian bisa mengerjakan yang lainnya. It's okay. It's also really good actually, karena itu kan juga bagus ya untuk mengimprovisasi kalian sendiri, untuk pengetahuan kalian juga. Okay, this is where the answers, you can type it. Then this is the compound nouns, the examples of compound nouns yang tadi itu yang kita sudah untuk bahas juga ya. We already discussed it, like the bookstore and dry clean. You can see there are other examples of it, like another, not just bookstore, book token. Like book token is like if you go to the library, kalau misalnya kalian pergi ke library ya, kalian itu kan biasanya dapat kayak ada kertas gitu kan, that you will fill out. Kan kalian itu kan ada kayak kertas gitu di dalam bukunya itu yang kalian harus fill out kan. Nah, it's one type of book token. Itu tuh termasuk book token. Okay, and then handcuffs. Handcuffs itu yang untuk kalau misalnya di penjahat ya, borgol, jadinya itu handcuffs. borgol yang untuk penjahat, yang biasa dibawa oleh polisi. The one that usually police used. And tea bag. Tea bag itu kan paket teh itu. Karena dia kan seperti bag gitu kan, a bag kayak dia itu kan mirip kayak ini apa sih namanya, tas kan, kayak tas kecil gitu, a little bag filled with tea, that's why it's called tea bag. And then others, please, as I've told you before, search. If you don't know the meaning, kalau misalnya kalian tidak tahu artinya, search for it, cari in dictionary, in Google. And then, again, the exercise that you need to do. Then, common uncountable words. Again, it's the another like examples of uncountable words. And this is countable, right? Apples, like 4 apples, 2 shoes. Usually we say a pair of shoes. Pair itu kan 2, a pair of shoes. Not 2 shoes. Kalau misalnya 2 shoes itu sekarang itu kalau misalnya ada 2 pasang sepatu. Like 2, it's better to just use 2 pair of shoes. 2, a pair of shoes, okay? And then plates, like kan plates itu bisa dihitung ya, misalnya kita ada berapa banyak plate-nya, misalnya kalau kita lagi kondangan ya, if we have an event or something, like we need so many plates, but for like 50 plates, we can still count it. 100 plates if the event is big, right? But and then uncountable, like sugar, money, luggage, and other things. Okay. See, a lot of uncountable nouns are kind of foods and drinks. Jadi kebanyakan uncountable noun itu yang tidak bisa dihitung itu adalah makanan dan juga minuman. Like milk, water, tea, coffee, bread, butter, spaghetti, rice. Kalau noodles gitu kan kita nggak mungkin hitung satu-satu kan. Okay, again, the exercise. Then uncountable words. Another example of uncountable words. Okay, so there are, for example, you may notice that advice is a noun, right? Knowledge, progress, research, work. It's like an abstract word, but it's uncountable. Jadi kan nggak bisa di count. Jadi nggak bisa for like information, informasi ya. There are so many types of information, right? Banyak banget tipe-tipe informasi kan. You cannot really count it because there are dozens, thousands of them from the internet, from TV, from radio, from your computer, from your handphone. Jadi kalau informasi kan kita bisa dapat dari mana-mana ya, dari TV, dari komputer, dari laptop, dari handphone. Itu kan uncountable, nggak bisa dihitung. Begitu, kira-kira. Dan ini ada kayak exceptions, like typical mistakes. Jadinya kalau misalnya kita itu kadang suka membuat kesalahan ya, apabila kita menuliskan sentence For example, she has long hairs. This is not correct at all. Karena hair is something that you can count. Kalian nggak bisa hitung kan hair di rambut di kepala kalian itu sebanyak apa. Can you count the hair that you have on your head? No. You're going to be bald first. Bisa botak dulu kali. Atau keburu jadi nenek-nenek. You already a grandma or grandpa by then. And then, like, we bought some new furniture, like, for example, like, if it's furniture itu kan nggak bisa dihitung ya. Furniture itu nggak perlu pakai S. Karena furniture itu kan is a type of thing. Dia itu kan suatu, it's a collective noun. Jadinya dia itu kan kayak sekelompok benda. The furniture could be like cupboard, and then shelf, table, chair. It's all furniture. Sofa. Semua itu kan termasuk perabotan. Furniture itu kan perabotan. All of them are included in furniture. That's why you cannot say furnitures, but you can say tables. Kalian bisa bilang tables. Karena table itu kan cuma satu. Tables itu jadinya banyak. Kalian pokoknya tidak bisa untuk menyatakan kalau misalnya sesuatu itu yang, for example, apa lagi ya? What else? Like food. Food itu kan makanan ya. Kita kan nggak bisa ngomong foods. Nggak boleh ditambah S belakangnya itu. Karena food itu kan ada macam-macam. Makanan itu kan ada macam-macam. Spaghetti, and then noodles, meatballs. What else? They are all hamburgers. Semuanya itu kan food. Jadi karena dia itu adalah collective noun, you cannot use S. Jadinya seharusnya itu adalah we bought some new furniture. That's it. Begitu kira-kira. Okay. And then words that only occur in plural. Jadinya itu words yang cuma yang kayak hanya occur, yang hanya terjadi itu jadinya words-nya itu cuma ada sebagai plural. Jadinya dia itu memang satu set gitu loh. Nggak bisa, bukannya dua. Kayak contohnya adalah scissors, makanya belakangnya S, tapi itu selalu S belakangnya. There's nothing that you can change about it. It's just English word. It's just there's someone like 1,000 years ago that made up all of these requirements that makes it English language. Jadinya ada seseorang yang nggak tahu beribu-ribu tahun sebelum kita lahir, like 100 words probably, mungkin kayak 100 years ya, before we born. Jadi beberapa ratus tahun sebelum kita itu lahir, yang sudah membuat semua peraturan dalam bahasa Inggris ini. Jadi kita tidak bisa mengatakan apa-apa. Apalagi karena kita bahkan bukannya native speaker, right? Kita bahkan bukan native, kan kita kan adalah pembelajar bahasanya. Begitu. So the examples are here. Then you can, there's also pictures if you didn't If you are still not clear enough, search it on dictionary. And then others, countable and uncountable with different meaning. Okay, so jadinya countable and uncountable noun itu bisa memiliki arti yang berbeda ya. For example, usually if it's a countable noun, it's a thing. Jadinya itu adalah sesuatu hal yang common in general, right? It's just like what we have talked previously. Jadinya kalau misalnya dia itu countable, usually itu adalah suatu hal yang sangat general. Kalau misalnya like when you see something, maksudnya itu kan kita tuh kan punya knowledge ya. Sesuatu yang kita our background knowledge. If you say glass, if I say glass, you're going to have an image in your mind. Glass. Begitu. If I say fish, you're going to have an image of fish inside of your mind. Right? That's why it's a countable noun. Usually. We are thinking about specific things. Kalau misalnya itu uncountable, if it's not uncountable with different meanings. Kalau misalnya it's uncountable, it's usually a material or idea of things in general. Kalau misalnya uncountable itu, kalau misalnya dia itu not countable, itu kan berarti adalah sesuatu yang dia itu tidak, yang biasanya itu susah untuk kita hitung. Yang kita itu tidak, misalnya sesuatu yang kita, like if we are thinking about something, ya our thought, kan kita berpikir sesuatu. Can other person see it, feel it, or sense it? No, right? They cannot. Dia kan nggak bisa lihat, nggak bisa disentuh juga pemikiran kita. If we are talking to others about our thoughts, kalau misalnya kita bicara kepada seorang tentang apa yang kita pikirkan, nah, itu kan baru dia tahu. Ya kan? So the idea is it's about like a different meaning. Like coffee or tea. Kalau misalnya coffee or tea itu kan kopi atau teh gitu ya. Itu adalah bahannya kan. Kalau misalnya a coffee and 2 teas, itu jadinya itu sudah quantity, bisa kita hitung. Jadinya a coffee itu biasanya sudah ada di cupnya. Like 2 teas juga sudah ada di cupnya. Like potato, yaitu it's mashed potato. Maksud ini biasanya itu yang sudah dibejak ya potatonya. Just 2 potatoes, please. Itu jadinya potatonya cuma 2. Like, would you like some chocolate? Some chocolate. Ya kan masih banyak ya di sini coklatnya. Would you like a chocolate? Ini it's a box of chocolate, misalnya assorted chocolate yang kayak di, kita kan ada coklat yang Lindor. or roher. What is the name of the roh? Right, the Ferrero Rocher chocolate itu kan biasanya kan ada cuma satu gitu in a box, right? Or if it's like already the chocolate bar, biasanya kan ada tuh kayak yang bisa dipatahin gitu. If it's already only one piece, like you can also say, would you like a chocolate? And then hot dogs with onion. Itu kan maksudnya itu onionnya itu udah dimasak ya. Jadinya. Kalau an onion itu kan belum dimasak. This is what it is about. Jadinya itu kalau misalnya satu kata, like what I already mentioned in previous meeting, I think about break can be noun, can be verb. In one word, there can be different meaning. Jadinya dalam satu kata itu bisa memiliki beberapa arti. Based on the context, tergantung dari itunya, pemakaiannya, kan tergantung konteksnya. Seperti ini kan, would you like some chocolate? Jadi kan konteksnya itu di sini adalah dia itu masih berbentuk bar, jadinya itu masih bisa dibilang some chocolate, belum dipatahin kan? It's not broken yet. Would you like a chocolate? Ini kalau misalnya dia itu ada di box. Like potato, it's if mashed potatoes, so like 2 potatoes, like only 2. Like coffee or tea, ini kan masih materials, right? Masih dibentuk aslinya. A coffee and 2 teas, please. Like sudah ada di gelas, jadinya sudah matang. It's quantity, okay? And then collective noun. This is another the examples that see a pile, a bunch, a stack, a set, a team, a crew, a company, a cast, staff, a pack of, a flock, a herd, a group, usually for small group, a crowd, kalau misalnya banyak ya, a large number, a gang of football fans, rather negative ya. Gang itu kayak, it's like gangster, right? A gang of a motorcycle gang, misalnya. Jadinya itu geng motor, begitu. It has a rather negative connotation. Jadinya konotasinya cukup negatif. Bisa jadi nggak negatif sih pada kenyataannya. It's just because our preconceived notions and general people preconceived notion, jadinya generally itu mungkin dianggapnya tidak baik, makanya itu dibilangnya rather negative. And again, as I have continuously told you, please search on the internet, on the dictionary for the words that you did not know. Okay? If you also didn't realize it, the examples from all of the materials that I have talked about, that we have discussed previously, there's a bold words for examples, like group is more prominent, right? More darker than the other font. Kan dia itu kan lebih dark kan? Dia lebih gelap kan? Itunya kata-katanya daripada kata-kata yang lain. That is the examples. Okay, like flock, shoal, herd, swarm, pack. Okay. Then making uncountable words countable. This is something that I have talked about I wonder if you noticed it. Like, I usually a piece of or bits of. See, jadinya there are many uncountable nouns singular by adding a. You can make many uncountable nouns singular by adding a bit or a piece of. Jadi kalian bisa membuat uncountable nouns, benda-benda yang tidak bisa dihitung, menjadi single. Jadi cuma bisa dihitung, ya, satu. Dengan menambahkan a bit of or a piece of, sedikit, dua-duanya artinya sedikit. Oke, a bit of or a piece of. Jadinya kayak piece of furniture, a piece of furniture, an attractive old piece of furniture. Attractive itu kan menarik ya, old itu kan tua. An attractive piece of furniture. Jadinya itu a furniture yang menarik, tapi dia itu old, ya sudah tua. Notice, kalian harus lihat, even though it's becoming singular, even though it's becoming singular, it didn't change, right? Furniture, luggage, music, advice, and then computer. He spent all his money buying new bits of computer equipment. Okay, jadinya bits of computer equipment. Here, computer you can count it. Equipment itu it's something that it's also like a collective noun. Jadinya itu adalah kata kelompok ya, equipment itu. Equipment itu bisa like musical equipment like sound equipment, the sound states, lighting, blah blah blah. Jadinya itu kan bisa lampunya, bisa sound system. It is all our equipments. That's why it cannot be counted. Terus ada juga but ini kan usually ya, kebanyakan bisa diterangkan menggunakan a bit of or a piece of. But there are exceptions, tapi kan ada beberapa yang itu ya, kayak pengecualian. Like a good spell of summer weather, like for weather, ya kan, a rumble of thunder. Like kalau misalnya a good spell of summer itu maksudnya itu kayak summer yang tenang jadinya. Summernya itu tidak terlalu menyengat begitu. Terus a rumble of thunder kayak gemuruh. Jadinya gemuruh dari guntur. Kalau misalnya lightning itu kan petir ya, thunder itu guntur. Jadi kan a flash of lightning. Flash itu kan kilat. Flash, kilat, lightning, kilat. A clap of thunder, like suara tepukan dari thunder. Gemuruh guntur, bisa juga dibilang gemuruh guntur. Rumble, clap of, a gust of wind, itu jadinya tiupan angin. Gust of wind, ya, hembusan tiupan angin. A shower of rain, hujan. ancuran hujan. Terus a spot of rain itu, a spot of itu jadi cuma sedikit rainnya. Rain. Titik hujan. A spot of rain. Kan titik hujan atau tempat hujan. Can I have a loaf of bread? Itu kan seonggok. Jadinya itu seonggok. Roti, a slice of cake. Jadinya itu sepotong dari kue. 2 bars of chocolate, 2 bars, 2 keping coklat. A tube of toothpaste. You can see that kalau misalnya toothpaste itu kan, itu pasta gigi ya. Itu kan dia itu tempatnya itu kan kayak tube kan, kayak lonjong gitu. It's tube of toothpaste. Kalau toothpaste-nya sendiri itu nggak bisa dihitung ya. It cannot be like, you cannot count it unless it becomes a spoon of toothpaste. Nah itu bisa dihitung. Jadinya itu kan 1 sendok toothpaste. Dan jangan dimakan ya, gak enak rasanya. It's not good to eat it. Terus 2 cartons of milk, 2 karton susu. Usually milk itu kan, kita itu kan ada itu kan, kotaknya itu kan, the box-nya itu kan biasanya kan terbuat dari kertas karton yang dilapisi kayak aluminium gitu. With aluminium foil on the inside. Terus 3 bars of soap, itu kan kotak ya, kayak bars itu bars of soap, batangan ya. Okay, like that's why kalau misalnya coklat itu juga 2 bars of chocolate, because itu kan kayak batang gitu kan. And others, please try to search for it yourself again. And this is the exercise 31. Okay. So this is the pronoun exercise. Okay, so stop sharing. Okay. So I'm going to put all of these, the ones that I already explained to you. Okay, I'm going to put the video, my video on the UBL apps. And then I'm also going to give the announcement to your WhatsApp group. And then you need to do the exercises. And we're going to discuss it next week on Monday. Please don't forget to write down words You did not know, not familiar in your personal dictionary. And continuously look for the definition and meaning of unknown words by yourself using dictionary or search on internet. Jadi, kalian harus lihat di UBL Apps-nya untuk tugas-tugasnya ini yang akan saya upload nanti. Saya akan juga memberikan announcement, jadi itu pemberitahuan dari WhatsApp group. And then do the exercises. And kalian itu ya, dikerjakan exercise-nya yang sudah saya kasih tahu tadi. Okay. And then do not forget to write down words that you didn't know and not familiar in your personal dictionary. Jadinya kalau misalnya kalian itu nggak tahu words itu apa, tulis di personal dictionary kalian. Dan juga rajin-rajinlah kalian ya to look for definition and meaning, untuk melihat definisi dan juga artinya sendiri by yourself using dictionary or search on internet. Jadinya pakai dictionary atau lihat di internet. Okay, because this is for your own good again, because we want to discuss is intended to improve your vocabulary, but in the end, I'm only facilitator. The result will be determined by your own. Seperti yang sudah saya bilang, saya ini kan cuma fasilitator ya. Hasil akhirnya itu tergantung dari kalian sendiri. Dan juga karena kita ini kan belajar vocabulary ya. Maka dari itu kalian itu harus rajin-rajin sendiri untuk meningkatkan vocabulary kalian, to improve your own vocabulary, because it's going to be for yourself, for your future improvement. Karena ini kan untuk diri kalian sendiri ya, biar kalian itu bisa ke depannya itu lebih baik untuk mengikuti pelajaran-pelajaran berikutnya. To continue like learning English in other courses throughout your undergraduate study. Jadi kan kalian itu kan ke depannya itu kan akan belajar banyak sekali itu kan mata pelajaran bahasa Inggris lainnya yang lebih susah, which is more difficult than this one later. So please try to do that. It's going to be hard probably to start, mungkin akan susah ya untuk memulai, but after you start and you do it continuously, like I've stated before, kalau misalnya kalian itu mungkin akan sulit untuk memulai ya, tapi setelah kalian mulai dan juga kalian itu melakukannya itu dengan berkesinambungan, terus-terusan, kalian itu akan menjadi terbiasa. You're going to get used to it. Seperti yang saya bilang ya, just start small, like 5 words a day, kayak 5. Jadinya itu mulai kecil dulu, 5 words, 5 kata 1 hari. 5 new words a day. Kalau misalnya kalian merasa bisa lebih, if you think you are able to like learn more, misalnya kalian bisa belajar itu lebih banyak kayak 10 words probably, 10 kata sehari, 7 words, 7 kata sehari. That's totally fine. It's great, you know. But you need to start first. Okay? Okay, so now thank you very much for your attention and I will see you next week. Bye.